Today, something frustrating happened to me. Now, as a computer user, I'm open to all operating systems. I love Windows. I use it every single day on one of my systems. I love Mac. I use it. I probably use it more than Windows. I use Windows more of a secondary operating system, but I use Mac primarily. I enjoy Linux. I have servers running Linux, and also desktop machines running Linux. And I also love to put Linux on older laptops that just don't quite have the life in them to want to run Windows full blast. I love the way what Linux does. I love the community. So it frustrates me when computer people who call themselves computer professionals at a store refuses to see the other options. I recently went to a store needing a simple part for a computer. It was just I need an external enclosure for a 1.5 terabyte hard drive I was going to place into it. It was a simple, simple SATA external enclosure, nothing real fancy, nothing important. And the for some reason he asked me. Um, I look younger. I'm right now I'm 16 years old, so I look younger. So computer professionals seem to not trust my knowledge. So first thing he asked me, do you know it doesn't come with a hard drive in it? So I played stupid and said yes, I understand that. And he asked me some other questions I didn't quite think were, you know, necessary, but he obviously felt they were. So we get to the point where he starts asking me what operating system. He says, "What operating system are you going to use it on?" Maybe he was wondering about drivers. Maybe he was wondering about how I was going to format the new drive. I have no idea what he was thinking. But he asked me, "What operating system you run on? Do you run on XP or Vista?" And I was kind of thrown back a bit because I go to stores all the time. I usually like to order parts online from Tiger Direct. There's a few other sites I can't quite slip my mind right now that I like to use, but once in a while I need a quick fix for someone or I need a quick fix for myself. I need to go to a computer store and buy that part. This time it was in a Staples. Staples is okay, but expensive, but so I was at Staples. He said Windows Windows Vista, Windows XP. First of all, both operating systems are okay. They're good. XP is a great operating system. It's one of the most solid operating systems that I've ever seen. I'd have to say that it's at par with Mac OS 10. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Who knows? But it's at least, I think it's just as it can do everything Mac OS 10 can do, and I find it to be pretty stable. There's a few things I don't like about it, like virus protection and all that kind of crap. We're not going to get into that. So both are great operating systems, but this guy didn't say you can use it with a Linux machine and you can use it with a Mac OS 10 machine. Now, I expect him to say at least Mac OS 10 because at Staples now they do sell OS 10 machines or Apple machines, but they're not quite as good as I'd hope they would be. They're kind of limited on accessories and all that kind of stuff. But he didn't even say that. So all right. I'll say I said to him. So this wasn't the first part. Wasn't the part that actually got me angry or anything like that. I thought, maybe he just deals with people with Windows machines, which I can see that. Most people, not saying all people go to Staples, but I can see a lot of his customers being people who aren't quite sure of the computer technology. Maybe like, people who are just getting into a computer, or younger people who getting their first computer, or it's not always going to be tech savvy people that are going in there. So I can understand maybe he's not having to deal with OS 10 a lot. I'm not saying that you have to be tech savvy to use OS 10, but just saying maybe he's not dealing with a lot of people that have OS 10 machines. Maybe he's doesn't meet a lot of people that would have both or have one. So all right. I said to him, no, it's gonna be running on my primary machine that runs OS 10 for. I wanted this drive for Time Machine. So I said it's gonna be using Time Machine. He goes, oh. And I don't know what he was thinking, but he was thinking how to somehow bash OS 10. I knew he was thinking that. You could see it kind of working in the background. And he goes, "Well, that's just a toy machine. Why do you want to do that?" And when he said toy machine, I was just like, thinking, first of all, not a very good employee because they do sell OS 10 machines and they're putting down products in their own store. Second of all, I thought that was very, very poor thing to say as a tech person, or as someone who is in the tech business, as someone who does do work like that. For example, You know, I feel that every technical professional should at least touch a Mac in their lifetime, at least somehow used a Mac in their lifetime, or used different operating systems, because you got to know. You know what? I help people every day with problems. All right, um, from the disk drive won't open and they don't hit the eject button properly, or they can't open up. I've had people come up to me and say, "Here, this is my laptop. Here, how do you open this?" And you know what? They never know. They didn't know how to do it. So I have problems from that to people trying to download certain files, trying to connect to different servers, having network problems, having problems with servers. So I deal with a variety range of problems. And you know what? Some people say, oh, I'm running Linux. Some people say, oh, I'm running Windows XP. I've had people come to me who are running Windows 95. It's a variety of operating systems that are out there, and you have to be aware of. This guy obviously wasn't. I said, so his toy machine remark kind of threw me back for a second. I said to him, after a few seconds, I said to him, I was just in shock. I said to him, "You work here, right?" He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Well, what's your tech?" I asked him, well, did you go to school for technology or anything like that? Like he goes, "Yeah, I went to a tech school or went to a technical university." I go, then how are you not aware of the other advantages of being able to use OS 10? You know what? I may not be, or not just OS 10, but Linux machines as well. Like use a variety of machines. I look at them, and you know what? Like me personally, if someone handed me new Alienware computer, 17, I can't remember what it's called, the new Alienware computer. So they put the new Alienware computer down there, and they put my MacBook right next to it. You know what? The Alienware might double its specs, but I'd still go with the MacBook, just because. Not just because it's a Mac, or not because I love Apple or anything like that, but just because I like the option. I like being able to run Linux, Mac OS 10, and Windows on a machine, and then just being able to run maybe Windows and Linux in some cases too, because Linux sometimes has trouble with, I have found running Linux on a Mac is amazing, because the hardware is not so broad that people have actually written drivers and everything for Linux, and I find it to be a great experience on Linux. So if you have never run Linux on your MacBook, oh, download Ubuntu CD, or download um, your favorite Linux distribution, throw it in there. Oh, beautiful. Backtrack also works great on a Linux or on a Mac machine too. So, but I use everything. I was just amazed this guy didn't do that, and I kind of look at him. I looked at him for a second. I said, "All right, I don't think I need any help from you." If you don't know different operating systems, I'm not going to trust your knowledge. I'm not. Not saying that all technical people who work in technology that don't know other operating systems. I'm not saying they're stupid. Not saying that they are stupid anyway, or don't have a lesser education. I'm just thinking, if you're not willing to see those other options, not only if you're not willing to see those other options, but to bash one of the other operating systems. Like I know on YouTube, I know people who bash Mac, PC, Mac, all the same. For example, MEK77, he bashes PC. You know what? I think he's got a lot of valid points. I think he's a good guy in many ways. I just think you don't bash PC. Come on. You know what? Every Mac user loves their Mac, but you know what? You've used a PC before. You like games on the PC. You can't bash the PC. The PC does a lot of good stuff. Don't bash that. But anyways, I just thought I'd tell you guys what these this happened, because I just it was amazing that someone would actually say that a toy computer, like this MacBook I'm running on right now is a 2 gigahertz Core 2 Duo system, that has 4 gigs of RAM and a 256 megabyte graphics card. Like, it's no slouch. Like, it's not stupid. It's a good system, and I enjoy it. How could you, like, I just thought, like, it's not like this Mac is equivalent to a lot of PCs. Like, I look down the aisles in Staples, and my MacBook is equivalent to a whole bunch of most of those PCs in there. Thinking, toy computer. Anyways, thank you much for watching this video. I'm gonna have a lot more coming.